An instruction for the unveiling. Apocalypse chapter 19. Hallelujah! And the battle of the Lamb. After these things, I heard what sounded like a great multitude of loud voices coming from the heavens, shouting, Hallelujah! The deliverance and the safety and the glory and the divine strength and power is for our Yahweh. For his decisions and sentencings are true and righteous, and because he has examined and sentenced the great idolatrous community, the great prostitute, who has morally deteriorated and ruined the earth with her idolatry and whoredom. And Yahweh has dispensed justice to her on account of all the shed blood of his faithful servants that was spilled by the strength of her hand. Then a second time they shouted, Hallelujah! The smoke of her consumption by fire will rise up for all of the ages of time and for all eternity. Then the 24 elders of council and the 4 living beings fell down prostrate, worshiping in reverence Yahweh, the one who is seated upon the throne of ruling power. And they shouted, Truly it is so, Hallelujah! Then a voice came from the throne of ruling power, saying, All Yahweh's faithful servants, and all who have reverence for him, both the small and the great, give praise to our Elohim. Then I heard the voices of a great multitude of people that sounded something like great rushing waters, and like the sound of booming thunder, shouting, Hallelujah! For Adonai rules and reigns, our Yahweh El Shaddai, the Almighty. We rejoice, and we are filled with joy, and we offer him all the glory, because the wedding ceremony with the Lamb has come, along with his betrothed bride and the daughter who has prepared herself with the proper arrangements. It was explained to her that she is to be dressed in spiritually purified, shining, fine linens, transparent, where light can pass through unhindered by any shadow or smudge of sin. For the fine linens are acquired through the righteous actions of the set-apart saints. Then the powerful angel said to me, Write, Blessed and highly favored by Yahweh are those who have received their invitation to attend the banquet for the Lamb's wedding ceremony. And he also said to me, These are the real and genuine words of Yahweh. Then I fell down before the angel's feet to worship him, but he said to me, You are not discerning correctly. I am a fellow bondslave to the same master alongside you, and alongside your faithful brothers in Yeshua, guarding and practicing his testimony and character. Bow down and worship Yahweh, for I am carrying the sacred breath of prophecy, which is the good word of Yeshua. Then I saw heaven opening, and as I looked in amazement, I saw a brilliant white horse, and the one who was sitting on it is called by the names Faithful and True, because he properly separates, distinguishes, and sentences in righteousness, and he is coming to battle. And his eyes looked like flames of fire, and upon his head were many royal crowns. And he had a name engraved that no one else can perceive with their mind and understanding except himself. And he was dressed in a long flowing outer garment that had been dipped and dyed in shed blood. And his name is called the Word of Yahweh. And the armies of the heavens were accompanying him on brilliant white horses also, and his armies were dressed in spiritually pure, brilliant, white, fine linens. And out of his mouth a swift and sharp sword of piercing grief burst forth, so that he would smite to death the heathen, the wicked and unrepentant nations with it, and he will rule them with his iron scepter of authority. And he tramples upon the winepress vat of the grape wine of Yahweh El Shaddai's passionate anger and wrath. And he has this name inscribed upon his outer garment and upon his thigh: King of all kings, and Adonai of all lords and masters. Then I saw one angel who was standing in the sunlight, and he shouted with a loud voice, shouting out to all the birds flying in mid-heaven, "Come, gather yourselves together for the great banquet of Yahweh, so that you may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of military commanders, and the flesh of mighty and powerful men, and the flesh of horses, and those who sit upon the horses, and the flesh of all, both the free and the enslaved, both the small and the great." Then I saw the wild venomous beast, and the kings of the earth, and their armies, who had assembled together in order to go to battle with the one sitting on the horse and with his army. But the wild venomous beast was seized, and his false prophet along with him, the one who constructed miracles and indicating signs in front of the beast, by which he, the false prophet, led astray through deception all those who received the wild venomous beast's undeniable identification symbol, giving irrefutable connection to him, branding their soul, and all those who worshipped the wild venomous beast by means of his image or representation. And the two of them, the beast and his false prophet, were thrown alive into the fiery lake that burns eternally with brimstone. And all the rest of them were put to death by the sword of piercing grief that burst forth from out of the mouth of the one sitting on the horse. Then all of the birds ate their fill of their flesh.